Hey everybody, this is my first Destiny React video. As you can see, I've got my camera working properly again. Um, this video has been requested by you. As you know, I did some posts in my community section now because YouTube finally got around to giving me access to the community features. Anyway, I'm doing a React video to a video by a YouTuber called Paul Tossis, I believe it is. I'm probably saying that wrong. Anyway, his video was entitled I Still Can't Get Over Destiny Content Vaulting. For those of you who don't know, and I don't imagine there are many people out there who don't know, the Destiny Content Vault, it is over now, thankfully. But it was something that Bungie came up with, and it was basically them selling us content and then removing it from the game again, and they did this crap instead of going ahead with Destiny 3. But I've gone on about that in another video. Anyway, okay, so the video I'm reacting to, by the way, will be in the description, but without further ado, let's get stuck into this react. So he basically says in his video, that he doesn't buy the reason Bungie gave for the Destiny Content Vault, and that he feels it is honestly doing more harm than good to the game. And I'm inclined to agree with that. You can find most, I believe he actually did say some of the things I'm about to say. But again, you can check that out in the link, which will be in the description after the video is finished. The DCV, it demoralized the community. It meant people were bored. It meant that instead of having stuff in the game that you didn't enjoy, as well as stuff that you did enjoy, things that you did enjoy were being removed to be replaced with things that you didn't enjoy. Destiny 2 is not a free game, although it says it is. We lost 3 DLCs plus the base game. All in all, in my money, players who paid for everything paid out about just under £200 for content, and that content was taken away again. And the fact is, you can say whatever you want in your terms and conditions. The simple fact is, saying you still own something in the terms and conditions does not, and the player doesn't give you as much right to do what you want to do as you might think. There are legal obligations, and it was very controversial because people were having to pay for stuff they did not get to keep. So that is morally wrong. The view that the American courts take, or have taken with similar things in the past, is that if you sell the right to play something, then you're also selling the ability to play that thing, and by extension the right to say, no, I'm not finished with this, you can't take it back. Bungie tried to say that the game was too big, there was no way to keep Destiny 2 going, there was no way to avoid doing it. They tried to say that they were trying to help people save space on hard drives. PC hard drives are massive. PS4 hard drives are very big, and you can get an external hard drive if you run out of space. And if you enjoy a game, then it's worth making that sacrifice of that space. Normal people aren't going to be constantly buying new games. Most online games autosave as you play, which means you're not really using that much space. And it was never necessary also because Destiny 2 was not planned to go on this long. The original plan was for there to be 10 Destiny games over the course of 10 years, one game being released once every second year, and DLCs being at least one DLC being released once every year. But the minute Luke Smith got back in charge, he cancelled Destiny 3 and turned the base game for it into Beyond Light. Beyond Light wasn't originally a DLC, it was the base game for Destiny 3. Witchcream and Lightfall were both originally DLCs for Destiny 3. The person in the video, he also pointed out that we haven't really got anything in exchange for what we've lost. He read out things, he said that Bungie had said that we would get stuff as well. They have added a few things as well. But again, the guy in the video is pretty much right. For example, Bungie say that things have been coming out of this content vault, not just going into it, but this is completely a lie. Mars was in the game before, and now it's in the game again, but it's not the same Mars. It's a completely different version of Mars. None of the activities that were on the original Mars are still in the game. Bungie say that they brought Vault of Glass out of the Destiny content vault, and that they brought King's Fall out of the Destiny content vault, and that they brought Devil's Lair Strike out of the Destiny content vault. But also a lie, for the simple reason, for something to come out of somewhere, it first has to go in to that place. The two raids and from Destiny 1 and the Destiny 1 strikes are all still in Destiny 1. They have never at any point in time been in the Destiny content vault, and therefore it is incorrect to say that they have come out of the Destiny content vault. And I actually happen to be a dev, and I'm going to tell you something for nothing. There's no such thing as a content vault. There is a content what we call content archive, and what content archive basically is that the that, how can I explain it in simple terms? Basically, a content archive is the company will remove content from the game, but when they remove the content from the game, they will add a new option to the main menu for all their players, which will allow their players to decide for themselves what content is in the game and switch between content at will. The other thing, of course, that companies do is delete content. And honestly, from what I've seen, I believe that the content that has been removed has simply been deleted as it was removed, because there is no such thing as a content vault. Would it be possible to transfer content out of the main server into a separate server that's not actually directly connected to the game? Absolutely. But it would be under the same rules as any other server. There was only a certain amount of space on it, and you'd only be able to store a certain amount of things in that space. And put simply, the amount of stuff that's been removed from the game There isn't a server out there that could hold that. Simple as. Because before the community stopped Bungie, they removed 90% of the game and were then going to continue removing stuff from the game every year. There is no storage device that would accommodate that. What else is in the game now? There's a new version of the Cosmodrome. The only decent thing the Cosmodrome actually has in it is a really fun dungeon. Bungie has said that they are going to keep removing seasonal content. However, that dungeon was part of the anniversary bundle, not part of a season pass. So technically, it should stay in the game if Bungie follow that logic. They also claim to have added all the Destiny 1 strikes. They haven't. The strikes, they've added 3 strikes to the Cosmodrome in Destiny 2. 2 are ones which were in Destiny 1, but have had their mechanics changed so that they work a bit differently. And are not as good. One wasn't popular in Destiny 1, and is even less popular in Destiny 2, which is, of course, the Fallen Saber Strike. And one of them is in the same area as the third strike for the Cosmodrome, but in fact is a completely different strike. The strike in that area in Destiny 1 was the Will of Crota, and in Destiny 2 I can't remember what it's called, but it's a different one, different boss, same area. You can see that it's meant to be set later on. We don't need Destiny 1 content in the game. And all the new versions of Destiny 1 content that has been put in the game, the raids in particular, are less enjoyable in Destiny 2 than they are in Destiny 1. For one thing, the way that raids are run nowadays the way that raids are run by Bungie in Destiny 2 now is not enjoyable. Unless you are part of a very small minority of people who are incapable of enjoying a game unless it's incredibly hard. I have done a video about that as well. And all in all, we got precious little. We lost 7 strikes, I believe it was. We lost 2 Gambit modes, 2 Gambit maps, several Crucible maps. Anyway, that's pretty much everything. I will put as I said before, I will put a link to the video I'm reacting to in the description, and you can check it out. And if you would like, then feel free to ask me any questions in the comments. Maybe you watch it and you ask me what I think of a particular thing that you said that hasn't been mentioned in the actual video, or whatever. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, sub if you haven't already, click on the little coffee mug thing, and leave it a donation if you're feeling quite generous. And if you're feeling even more generous and you want to get some good rewards, join one of my Patreon packages. Thanks, and good night.